I'm Max.
And I'm Erica, and we are the founders of Droog Moto.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been almost 10 years, and it's to the point now where we feel like we should
Probably
tell our story and everything that's been behind that we've been working on for the last 10 years. So from the very beginning, it's just been the two of us. Our story, I guess, originally starts not so different than a lot of other builders in a way.
Yeah.
We bought a bike, built it up together. Right after I quit my job and I told her that I wanted to build custom motorcycles, she quit what she was doing and we both just kind of went into it all in. We were like, how much money's in our 401k? And
luckily we were like 23 years old and we were very naive, which I think was good in our case because we couldn't be scared.
No, it's like, and I think we were both dead set on making this work, but we also didn't really have a long-term plan or vision yet.
No, it was just kind of like, okay, this is what we're doing and we're doing it.
And we were building bikes that we wanted to ride, which were at the time.
Well, we were building bikes
we could bikes that we could afford, vintage bikes. And it's like a lot of builders in the car and the motorcycle industry start that way too. You just buy what you can afford, you make it look cool, put it in some shows and you hope you sell them and you keep going. And we were fortunate enough that our weird, unique style kind of clicked with a lot of people. And we were able to just kind of keep the momentum going for a while to pretty much what you see now.
Yeah, they definitely did not look like this in the beginning. Actually, if you go back to the beginning, it's a little...
We were just looking at pictures of that together thinking like, because for a while there, I feel like I'm still where I was 10 years ago. Yeah, you have to go back a lot to see the progression of what you've come from for sure in a lot of things. So. But yeah, it's cool. We both have our own roles that we play, but we also both build the bikes. We're both with the social media. We both deal with logistics, shipping, pretty much everything.
Everything's us. So when you're emailing us, when you're commenting on social media, anytime you see anything Droog, it's one of us, or probably usually both of us.
Right, but we also made that intentional too. We wanted Droog. Droog is our last name, so we get that asked quite a bit. It is our actual last name, so we just made it easy, just called it Droog Moto. But yeah, we made it intentional to where it's just us, because the bikes we were building now are bikes that they're bikes that we own, that we want to ride, that we want to be seen on and share with other people, which helps. And but because of that, we don't have employees, so we take on everything from learning tools, learning CAD design, media, website, all that stuff. Most of it came from her brain, not mine. Due to the fact that I was in the motorcycle industry probably well before you got into bikes as well.
Yeah, I think I was lucky because when I came into it, it was from like almost like just like a fresh pair of eyes.
Right.
You know, like I didn't know what other people were building. I didn't look at other bikes. So I didn't have anything to kind of like not persuade my vision, but
you questioned it, but in the right way, because I was set in the fact that, well, we should probably try and do like a round headlight. We should keep the tank like this.
Yeah.
And then from there, you're just like, well, in what way, shape, or form does it need to be like this? Why do we have to do that? So,
yeah, from the very beginning, I think we always were like trying to be a little bit more innovative than I think the automotive industry has been. I mean, this was 2016. Social media was kind of still new, but I feel like back then people were so like specific on what they thought a proper custom was, or like what a vehicle should be. And it's kind of like, why? Like, that's so boring.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we have a square plate on the front of our bike, and to most people they see it with the angled lines and everything, and it was all by design and it was all intentional, but I think a lot of it didn't speak well with people because they weren't used to it, and they were, in the beginning we got a lot of shit talk, which
helped us.
It fueled our passion behind it to make it like, okay, well, if this many people aren't liking it, but we do.
We honestly got very lucky with the hate, because it was almost that like fueled the fire even more. Every bad comment or whatever, it's like, oh, let me show you. Actually, I'm gonna do it this way.
But one thing that I think that was cool, what you were saying not too long ago when we were talking about a build, was how the angled lines and all the perpendicular, like everything has to flow, which can be more difficult than making like a compound curve just flow into a seat or this or that.
Yeah.
The fact that like we try to match lines as best as possible.
There's not much room for error with this design. And I think that's what people don't fully understand. They see just like, you know, squares and angles and think it's because you don't know how to do something.
Right.
But it's like, honestly, one wrong measurement and it's so obvious.
Well, it's kind of like if you're like doing origami or folding paper, you have one little edge or corner that's not quite folded the same as the other. You're gonna have layers and lines that don't play together to the point that where it's like, oh, clearly they didn't know what they were doing, or if it's done right, like this is sick, this looks intentional and it looks great.
Yeah.
And but then what's cool about the bikes too is not just besides the lines and all that stuff, once you get up close into them, all the vent work, the little pockets of space that we try to use as much as possible for taking the design profile even further.
And I think that's where, in every way, I do think we've always been kind of ahead of the curve and innovative, because like from the very beginning, we had a very different business model that nobody was doing. We went into it saying, okay, we're not going to be a local shop. We're going to be an online only bespoke motorcycle company. And in doing that, it allowed us to work with people all over the world. We have bikes in so many different countries. And I think we just thought so much bigger than what other people were doing. And I don't think a lot of people were ready for that.
Our third bike went to Israel. From there, Canada. We have bikes in Saudi Arabia now. They're kind of spread out all over the place. But that doesn't mean that we haven't had some wild stories with bikes getting not hijacked, but held at ransom for money, or just all kinds of stuff. And I'm not going to pinpoint any customers or bikes, obviously, but everybody's received their bikes. But it's just been like, holy shit, if there's some craziness behind getting things out there. First bike that I got overseas was, I mean, it was scary. One, because you're building a one-of-one bike where a lot of the parts are just handmade. At the time, we were using hand tools, just basic stuff. And so if something did break in transit, or a customer broke something, or just whatever, it made it very difficult to ship a part all the way to Israel or anything like that. And so we tried to keep things a little bit more mainstream now in terms of like with models. But going international was cool. And I feel like that actually, it helped us push like, holy crap, we had a bike go to an entirely different country that we've never even visited or been to, but now our name is going to be there on a vehicle. And I think it gave us the push and the drive to be like, okay, if we can get a bike going to there, we can get a bike to many, many other places.
I think also like it helped because I wouldn't say we were lucky, because obviously like what we created was what made this happen, but we got on a lot of really big websites. And again, this was like early Instagram days. So like people weren't getting seen because of that. Like back then people relied a lot on like articles and websites and stuff. And because we were so different and like how our business ran, we got noticed by a lot of really big publications. And I would honestly say it's thanks to them for putting us on their website.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
That's how we got noticed worldwide. Like that's when the floodgates kind of opened. Like I know exactly which bike it was and which website it was that really, like that's when the emails started really coming in. And that was like the transitional moment. And it's funny because this bike, so this is our personal bike that we have next to us. This was actually our first Urban Fighter.
Oh yeah, this is the original Urban Fighter we built.
Yeah, it's been obviously redone to look like our Hyper Fighter now, but this is the bike that started it all. Yeah. So it's very special. This bike went to,
so that was the other thing too. We, going back to her saying working with people, companies like even like the Arsenal, and being on all kinds of different websites. This bike was shipped to Macau and was put in a show. And when you see a product you've built like next to
a fighter jet
or a personal submarine or all kinds of weird, crazy stuff, it gives you this this kind of drive to be like, this is where I want to position our brand and our bikes. And so when we got the bike back after being on display, I think because the bike was gone for a year.
Yeah.
In that time frame, we had built some other makes and models and like our own models and things, but the style truly evolved into more what you see now, the fighters, the urban fighters. We had all kinds of weird names, but
all the fighters.
I think what helped though too is we gave our bikes distinct names that worked with their styling, but we kept up with it. It wasn't just like, oh, another scrambler or a cafe or anything like that.
I think it's funny too, because even from the very beginning, which I remember like being on a lot of websites, like we would put these massive knobby tires on a sport bike. And so people would be like, oh, Droog's dirt bike. I think people always wanted to put us in a category or in a box, which back in the day, that was very popular. Like you would go on websites and people would be posting about, cafe racers, scramblers. Like, I think the industry is so focused on like boxing something in, and our products are their own thing. Like these don't fit in any category.
Yeah, they're their own creation that have their own place in the world. And that's what's cool now with our company is the people that see the bikes and want to have something truly made for them and custom built for them are the ones that reach out. And that's ultimately why we started the Droog list too on the site, where you kind of now you need to apply to get a bike to see that we're a good fit for each other, because we don't want to build a custom bike or you receive a bike that you ultimately didn't think you were kind of getting.
What we're really after is like just alignment with our clients, because at the end of the day, this is who you and I are to its core. So our company could not be more personal to us. This is our art. This is literally our everything. And I think whenever you work with the masses, like our goal was never to sell to the masses.
No.
That's just never
we
been our intention.
We actually want to sell less bikes.
Yeah, because...
Which sounds weird.
Right, but I think whenever you like really hone down and scale down, that's when your best work can happen, and we can focus so much more on each client and each build and every part about the build. We can really give it all of our attention.
Well, it's cool. Like we were just at lunch, and on the way to lunch, I got a text from a client saying like, absolutely love my bike.
Yeah.
And when you get stuff like that, if you were to sell hundreds of bikes a month,
you're not going to remember them.
No, what's so cool is like I get text messages from clients from 5 years ago that still just say like, Max, you guys killed it with the bike, love it.
I mean, we have people who have now turned into our best friends who were clients.
Clients turn friends
really
is one of the coolest things that can happen, because you get to continually see the bike too, but then you know that they're kind of like in it for the long haul, which is sweet, and it's cool to see. And so the same with us. I mean, we only personally own our own bikes.
Yeah.
And I don't think even our car says Droog all over it.
I mean, even our car's built.
Yeah. And so we put it on our site, but it's literally part of our DNA at this point. Like I couldn't imagine it not being a part of our lives at this point, to where I'm excited to see where we're going to go together in the next 10 years and like the advancements we'll take on that point. Unless we drive each other crazy, of course, but because we're also married too. So, but yeah, so it's been, but we grew up together, and we also grew up with the brand. And I think that hand in hand has played such a huge role on who we are today and the bikes that we build.
I mean, this is so much more than just a motorcycle, honestly. I wouldn't even consider us, we're not really just a motorcycle company. We're not builders. We're a true brand in a sense where like these bikes and owning these bikes, it says something about you. And that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's literally why some people make fun of it, but our motto is not like the others. And we go by that because the way we've started the company, I'd say our dynamic that we have together is very unlike other companies out there. The build style, the purchasing, all of it is literally not like how other companies do it, especially in the motorcycle world.
Yeah.
And you don't get that with manufacturers, big OEMs.
When you order a bike, you get fitted, we take your measurements. It's almost like ordering a custom suit.
Yeah.
essentially. And then during your build process, you get the chance to come out, try out your bike. We can make little changes. We get to meet you. Like, it's so intimate.
Yeah, really. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something a lot of people don't really understand as well, is like you're not just buying the bike, you're buying the experience, you're buying what the bike says, you're buying into a mindset and a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
That's where it's just so much more than...
And I think we kind of we don't have kids ourselves, but we kind of take our bikes as our kids in a way. But then when somebody buys a bike, you're joining into our family, which is cool. And so our family's constantly growing with new clients and friends and all kinds of different aspects of it. But it makes it truly meaningful, really, when somebody, out of all the bikes out there, all the makes, models, everything, for them to land on our website or our social media, choose us, decide to work with us, trust us, and want to go through the entire process. Because it's not just an overnight thing. I mean, builds can take 6 to 8 weeks, plus shipping, making sure everything's dialed in. It's a while, and it's a commitment that you have to make. And the ones that move forward with it, it's insanely meaningful to us. So we really appreciate it.
Even anybody who's ever liked, commented, bought a t-shirt.
We appreciate all of it.
I think people forget that like businesses are just people. And in our case, like every little thing means so much more than anybody could ever imagine.
Yep, exactly. So I think one of the other things too that we want to touch base on is like and there's a lot of people that'll get that when you build a custom car, you build a custom bike, it's your own creation and it's something that you're proud to show off and ride. But at times, even for us, because we've been doing it for so long,
we became a little like
last week I got
jaded about it.
Stopped at a gas station, chased through an intersection by a guy in a truck, and like pulled up on me at a gas pump. All he wanted to know what the bike was, where he could get one, what the make and model was. And then when I told him, oh, my wife and I build them and Droog is our company, he couldn't believe it. And so just saying like, I've never seen anything like this. I've been looking for something crazy. And getting stuff like that, not just from me, but I know our clients get that as well too.
Yeah.
Her dad bought one of our e-bikes and he thinks he's the hot shit of town, which is awesome. But it's cool. I mean, owning something truly made for you and bespoke, that's one of one, it's unlike anything else. And
it kind of feels like when you're riding them, I would say, it's like, sounds cheesy, but it literally feels like you're like the star of like
your own movie.
Yeah, you're in your own movie.
When we ride together, I feel like we're constantly looking like we just did a bank heist.
And I feel like when you're riding it, like you're envisioning this like crazy like movie scene in your head, but like you're the one in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty
When
funny.
the bikes are fitting for that type of vibe too, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, that's what's been fun about it. And I think we've always kind of thought that way from the beginning too, doing funny little videos or movies. But
I think honestly, out of our whole 10 years, my actual like highlight of the entire 10 years was by far filming our bank heist video.
Bank heist video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's crazy. We filmed a fake bank heist at a bank that was closed with hundreds of thousands of dollars of fake cash flying out of my backpack, doing wheelies, burnouts all over the place, and then escaping at a port along the water.
With security actually chasing us, and to where our video guy had to jump on the back of Max's mini bike and we had to escape. Like, it was honestly the best night of my life.
I think that's one thing that's cool with what we've been doing for the last 10 years is our videos, things that we did, chapters, if you will. Which
they're coming back.
They're coming back.
Promise.
We're going to film some more. But yeah, also being able to work with, I'd say, some manufacturers is something I didn't
really cool.
think would ever happen.
I think the fact that like another manufacturer wants to attach their name to ours, that's a really cool feeling. Yeah,
it's cool. They trust our vision. They trust our gut, if you will, in making their bike look unlike anything that they came up with. You know, because a lot of manufacturers, most manufacturers, they have their own team of designers, engineers, and they're like, here's a bike, do what you want with it. And we've been fortunate enough to work with some companies that the models continue to sell, you know, and then we get to be partnered with websites like Uncrate to where they're continually selling bikes monthly and then we build them out and ship them. And but yeah, every single bike is built to order.
Yeah.
And so we don't have a fleet or demo bikes. We don't have inventory. Every order from a custom Brat e-bike all the way up to our Hyperfighter starts all at ground zero, and they're all built to order, which has been
literally by us.
Literally by us, yeah. That's never going to change.
No.
I would say, though, the 10 years has not come with highs and lows. I'd say with running a lot of businesses, other entrepreneurs know this, there's times that really suck.
There's a lot of times.
There's times that are also freaking awesome. I mean, we get to build custom motorcycles, and so when you tell people that, they're like, oh my God, that must be the craziest thing in the world. It's like, I mean, it's still our job. So it is cool. We do have to take a step back at times and realize we get to build what we want to build, and people are giving us money for something that we created, which it is cool, and we're honored to do it. But that's also because I feel like we're kind of the only ones to do it. There's a lot of custom builders out there that are doing it full time too, but I wouldn't say in the same field that we are. To where people can choose not just gas bikes, but we also do a lot of electric models as well, where every bike is tailor-made and built for them and then shipped all over the world. So,
yeah. Like I keep saying, I think it's literally the fact that we're, I guess, willing to constantly be innovative.
Yeah.
You know, we're not just like, it would have been so much easier to just build, you know, a Airhead in multiple different colors, or like a Triumph or whatever. Like, honestly, that would have been so much easier.
Yeah, but like, look how much it's been done, and it continues to be done, and it will continue to just be the norm.
How our brains work. Like, our joy from this is from the innovative part of it.
Yeah.
You know, using new materials that other people haven't even like thought of yet, or like teaming up with different companies that make machinery that, you know, a lot of builders
are testing machinery to use for products in the automotive industry. You know, we've done some case studies with 3D printing stuff, and
I think, like, you know, like I said, this is the original Urban Fighter. If you were to compare that to this, I think a lot of people don't realize, like, our style obviously has been the same since, I think, like 2017.
The last 5
maybe.
years, yeah.
But I think what people don't understand is, like, the changes are in the details, and the details are what make our bikes at this point. I think that's where, like, if you really look at things, the way we're doing them is so different than how we were doing them before, and they're constantly evolving. And, like, even, for example, like, I think this is kind of cool that we offer this, is so when people buy a bike from us, every few years, as that model progresses and changes, our clients have the option to ship their bikes back to us to get the upgraded parts that we are now making on their model.
Right.
So it's like they're just constantly evolving and being fine-tuned. And I think our obsession with that is what really drives us.
It kind of keeps it going, and it keeps it more lively in a way for us too, because we're always able to. I mean, my downtime in the morning is doing CAD work, figuring out how to make like a new fuel pump mount or a new vent or a air duct or something like that, you know. And to most people, that's like,
I just think people, I think in the industry, people are very content with things staying the same. Even, you know, massive manufacturers, like the models they're coming out with, they are retro. They look like vintage bikes. It's all been done before. And that's just not how our brains work. I don't even think our brains can work that way. No,
I think it would look weird to us at this point now.
Yeah. And so, but personally, I think that's what keeps us going. It's this stubbornness and this like almost rebellion that's truly what drives us. I want people, even if you don't like it, I don't care if you think it's the ugliest thing in the world or whatever, but I want you to look at it and it make you think something.
Oh yeah, it could provoke anger, which it does a lot of the
lot
times.
of times.
I know there's been a lot of comments with people saying like, this has ruined my day. The angles hurt to look at, just so much crazy ridiculousness. But I mean, I look at things too and sometimes think the same. So I mean, we're all entitled to our opinion.
We're not
on stuff.
trying to please
I'm not,
everybody.
Yeah, we're definitely
at
not
all,
trying
and
to
that's
please
never
everybody.
Been our interest,
no.
honestly.
And I like reading those comments personally. I think they're kind of fun to read because that means we did our job. We got a response out of you and we created a reaction.
And I think that's what art does.
Yeah.
And not only that, but our art truly, a lot of people like to say it's not, but our art is functional. And it's extremely functional. And just because it looks different than what you think is correct, that doesn't change the fact that this is a functioning motorcycle. We ride them daily. You can, I mean,
but there's no fenders.
There's nothing on this bike that changes the way a motorcycle works.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I would like to say I am proud of us both, not only just sticking together, but sticking with this brand, pushing the innovation, pushing our thoughts, going against the norm.
I think we had like every odd against us from the get-go, and I think we've really...
And the thing too, people don't understand, this literally never leaves us. We're a married couple, we're always together, we work together, everything is together. And it is exhausting at times to where we're just sometimes both just like, what are we doing? Why are we still doing this? But then we get a client or we get
or even like we'll just go for a ride.
We'll go for
together.
a ride, or we'll just go to the shop and look at what we're currently building on or working on, look at old builds, old pictures, everything we have done together. And it's like, we keep saying this, but we're like, we didn't come this far to just get this far. And I know that's been said before, but it's so fucking true. And I try to tell myself that literally almost every day because there's so much more that I think we both still want to do with this. And I constantly have ideas. She constantly has ideas just bombing around in our heads. And if I were to just put it to rest or move on to something else, I feel like I'd be letting myself down because there's just so much more I want to do and build and create, and not just by myself, but with you. So for those that have been with us for the last 10 years, we appreciate it. If a bike's not going to make it into your garage, maybe a t-shirt in the closet. So we do have some 10-year merch coming out soon that we're excited to drop, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, we appreciate you all. Adios.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.